Remember, through all of this, that we are in a battle of world views. There are people out there that will try to convince you and themselves that there isn't a God, that you can't believe the Bible, that evolution is a fact. Folks, don't fall for it. Did anyone see the evolution series that has been shown in the classrooms? It was part of a pro-evolution, anti-creation curriculum that was sent out to science teachers throughout the country by those supporting the evolutionary, humanistic, and naturalistic viewpoint. Well, the accompanying video was aired on television, and I'm going to try to give you a little bit of flavor of that video in my voice inflection because I hope it's pretty much what they said. But that video blatantly stated that if there was a God who created the human eye, then he did a lousy job. It is wired backwards. Why, they said there are bunches of fibers right in the middle of our line of vision. If it was wired correctly, then we would be able to gather much more light, see further and more clearly, especially in the dark. The tone of the attack on our young people was caustic, and it seemed to be laced with sarcasm, and it seemed like it was meant to question even the validity of God. Well, how would you answer their argument about the eye? You might not have an answer. What do? Well, you stop. You stand firm. You trust the Lord. You observe the options, and of course you pray with patience. When you do, you find their argument really doesn't hold up. Their argument is an argument from perceived imperfection. The idea is that they think they could design it better. Therefore, there can't be a God. It must have happened by accident. You know, I think it's quite arrogant to say, God, we know better. Actually, there are several things wrong with their argument. First, their logic is quite faulty. Just because you don't know why it was put together a certain way doesn't mean there isn't a good reason. It may be that we haven't yet discovered that reason. Also, just so you know, if your eye was wired the way they suggest, if someone took a flash picture of you, you probably wouldn't be able to see anything for about 2 hours. Also, if you venture outside on a sunny day, you would likely go blind in about 2 hours. Those fibers have been designed to be very clear and transparent, and yet very protective. That so-called backward wiring gives you the best pair of designer sunglasses you can possibly own. Incidentally, the squid's eye is very similar to your eye, and you probably all know that from one of the other lectures. Okay? But interestingly enough, the squid's eye is wired the other way, kind of like they're saying. Now why? Well, remember the squid lives in the dark, right? It needs all the light it can get. I think our Creator God was awesome. He takes the very same structure, modifies it a little bit, and then what's he do with it? He puts it into another creature that lives in an entirely different environment.